The ANC has released its reconfigured list of the Gauteng and KZN. And what we see there is just we are looking at the recycle bin, of old people who are being recycled within the ANC structures and leadership and all of that. Like I always say, and I will always be critical, of the ANC, because the damage that it has caused to black people, to be specific, is just irreparable. Whether we like it or not, and a lot of people confuse this with hating on ANC. We're not hating on ANC. We are looking at what they are doing and what they still continue to do. They are perpetuating disadvantage, marginalization, poverty to black people and all of that. A lot of black people, by the way, 90 to 95% of black people still continue to be poor, still continue to be dependent on the government, social grant and all of that, and they still continue to be unemployed. They still continue to live in horrible conditions and all of that. And all that the ANC cares about is building its own structures. I'm getting this sense, squatters, that the ANC only cares about itself. Salute, squatters. I hope you guys are good. We still continue to engage. This is my topic for today, that the ANC has taken a posture or a position to only rebuild itself, because it's more concerned about the votes which are declining, and they want to rebuild, restructure, and do everything. They don't worry about the voters. How are the voters feeling? How do they feel about them? No, they don't give a damn about that. They actually care about themselves, because they want to continue to enrich themselves. They want to continue with corruption. They want to continue with stealing from the public purse. This is the government that we have, that we voted for, and this is the product that we get out of the quality of these politicians that we continue to vote for. By the way, I've stopped a long time ago to vote for ANC. So for the longest time, I haven't been voted for ANC. So personally, they don't owe me anything, because I never, really bothered for maybe a good 15 years. I never bothered to vote for them. So I'm just complaining as a citizen, because I believe that they should be doing better. And those people who continue to vote for them should actually be very much angrier than me, because they themselves have put these people in parliament to represent the black people, to change the lives of black people. But at the same time, we've got people who continue to be greedy, people who continue to enrich themselves and cares about no one else. This reconfigure issue and all of that shows, it actually exposes poor leadership by them, because it's more like they are blaming the leadership of Gauteng and KZN for their failure. How do you blame people collectively? So they should take responsibility as the ANC and fix from where they got things wrong. So it doesn't look like that, by the way. I remember this old time, Ntate Credo Motwa used to speak nothing but the truth to the ANC, telling them he was someone who was a visionary, who could see things maybe 10, 20 years before they happen. I remember there was a time when he told Mangope, Lucas Mangope was a leader in the Buputatswana government. He told him that your people are going to overthrow you one day. Lucas Mangope chased him out of Letlamoring, and he went to Kuruman. By the way, he was also chased away by the ANC criminals in Soweto. He was staying in Deep Kloof. You can Google on the history, you'll find that information. So what happened to Ntate Credo Motwa? He used to speak the truth to the ANC, and the ANC developed hatred towards him, and they set him up. They turned against him and chased him out of Deep Kloof, saying he's a witch and all of that. By the way, this is one thing that I've learned when I look at the story of Ntate Credo Motho, is that, when you speak the truth, people hate you, people demonize you, and people think you are an antagonist, you are an alien, so you don't deserve to be around people. And we are so used to living fake life, we are so used to being tolerant, we are so used to trying to be relevant. You must always be diplomatic about issues, you mustn't speak the truth. I don't know what is happening with our society, because some of us, we are very allergic to lies. Some of us, we can't really keep quiet when things are not right. So you get a sense that people are very much allergic to the reality, and they can even hate you, they can even crucify you, they can even attack you, they can even be violent and all of that. So if you want to tell the people the truth, don't bring a heavy 50 kilograms of the truth and put it on them. It's too heavy for them to handle. And as soon as you put it on them, it gets heavier, then they start to scream, to say you are a demon and all of that. So someone like Ntate Credo Motho, went through a lot under the ANC government, even by the Buputa Tswana government, which was led by Mangope, who was leading, his own government during the apartheid era. He had his own people that he was actually governing. What I like about Lucas Mangope was that crime was very low, and he used to be robust, firm with his decisions and all of that. But other than that, I know that he was a tribalist. He was someone who hates other ethnic groups, especially if you were not Tswana, you were taken as someone who's subhuman, so you could be treated anyhow because you were not Tswana and all of that. That's what he taught most Tswanas by that time. They were having that that tendency, even though now things are changing and all of that. So as much as we talk on these platforms, we are concerned about how our country is shaping up. We can see that ANC has failed. ANC belongs to the dustbin of history, because we have given them many chances and they couldn't even prove themselves to improve. When your child gets 40% pass at school, you must be concerned as a parent and say, listen, you need to improve. But on the next trimester or the next semester or the next cycle, when they get the results and he still continues to drop the performance, you can see that this person has got no intentions to actually become a better person. So also to the ANC, we can see that they are messing up. The voting is declining and all that. People are just now moving away from it and all of that. So I don't think they will reshape, because they are much more concerned about their political party. Some of these comrades, like Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, they have mentioned that the ANC comes first. Even Cyril Ramaphosa mentioned that the ANC comes first, the people come second. So you can see clearly that they've got absolutely no interest in building anything, but they've got much more interest in holding on to the ANC as a political party, because it benefits them, it suits them, and it accommodates them and their needs and their personal agendas and everything. So let them take a shot. Whatever they change there, it's multiplied by zero. It's multiplied by zero. It's a waste of time. It's a futile exercise. If I was President Cyril Ramaphosa, to deal with the ANC is to bring young people into the picture. We've got very much old people who are holding on to power. They are recycling about Jeff Radebe, Nomvula Mukonyane, all those rotten potatoes. They are just recycling them. Gogos. Gogo's grandmothers and grandfathers. I mean, even in our culture as Africans, we know that when you get older, you now become weaker, you now become more like a child, you care less about things, and you are more of a reactionary than someone who's proactive, who can deal with. Why don't you give it to the young people to run these things if they are too tired? But I don't know, squatters. Maybe the ANC will come right, but it's so concerning. And another thing, those AfriForum and Solidarity people who are there regarding themselves as representatives, I don't know who they represent. In my opinion, I still maintain that they must be arrested. Those people are terrorists. Those people want to cause chaos, want to cause war in South Africa. And by the way, if they want war, they will get it. If they want war, they will get it, because they are just causing chaos unnecessarily, reporting to Donald Trump all the lies and everything. I don't understand. And now we've got a president who's quiet, sitting very quiet, doing absolutely nothing and saying absolutely nothing. And I can promise you, even when they come back, nothing will happen to them. They will never account on anything. So it is concerning to have people who call themselves representatives, I don't know, of whatever, doing as they please. When you are a parent and your kids are doing as they please in your house, you need to maintain order. You need to say, the buck stops here. No one is going to do this in my house, under my shelter. That's what the president should do. So for him to keep quiet, and I know anyway, this president of ours, Cyril Ramaphosa, all the time when there's crisis, when we need him, no, he's nowhere. He's AWOL. He's nowhere to be found. He keeps quiet. He's as shocked as everyone else in our country. That is why I said there's no leadership in South Africa. There's nothing. And for the fact that we still have got ANC running this administration, nothing will come better. Even we say we pay so much value-added tax, we want to build schools, we want to build police stations and hospitals. These criminals of ANC will still continue to steal the same money that we intend on investing, on rebuilding our country. Let me tell you something, by the way, squatters. As citizens of South Africa, we don't have a problem with paying tax. Personally, I don't have a problem with paying tax. If it means I have to pay more, I can pay more, but for a good cause, knowing very well that I am investing in my country so that in future it will benefit me also. We are creating a conducive environment for the youth. When they come, they become employable. When they reach the ages of employment, they find the ground fertile. We don't have a problem. Everybody has got a vision about their country. But we cannot continue to sponsor politicians, watching them stealing. That one, it will never happen. That is why they will never get any cent from us. Even if they come and propose whatever the nonsense, let them take the money that they stole and fix our country. We are not going to give them any cent. I don't, and I will repeat this, I do not blame people who are not buying electricity, who are not buying water, who are not paying for anything. Because in the ANC, the more you pay, the more you buy, the more they rip you off. The more they increase the tariffs, the more they, just for them to steal. So people who are staying in squatter camps, they don't buy electricity. Yes, they deserve to get free electricity because the government is stealing much more than what they are actually stealing. By the way, they are not stealing, they are just bypassing electricity for their own benefit, for their own survival. If we say those people must buy electricity, where are they going to get money to buy electricity? As much as they are unemployed, as much as there's teenage pregnancy, there's nyaupe and everything in the townships and even the squatter camps. So where do we expect them to get money, to source money? Employ people first so you can expect them to pay for the levies. So if you want them to pay for the levies for water, electricity and all of that, we understand. Normally, under normal circumstances, people should pay for the services. But those ones that you can't even employ, when they come there, at the squatter camps, they find abuma already betu with tables selling vegetables and fruits and pap and mohodu. They kick the tables. The metropolis, they kick the tables and take their stock away. This person is unemployed. They are trying to make ends meet. You kick their tables and take their stocks, and you still expect them to buy electricity. Where are they going to get money? As much as the government is now acting against its own people. At the end of the day, come 2029, they want the very same people whom they have been terrorizing to vote for them. So it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't add up. So for ANC to change, they can change whatever they want to change. That's fine. They will never win the elections. They have caused so much pain to black people, and they will never win the elections. By the way, like I always say, there's no political party that can run this country currently. Like outright majority, there's no political party. Even if we take this whole government and give it to the EFF, they are not ready for government. They are not ready. We have seen how they behave with petty things, the VBS sagas and all of those things. Smaller things, you can see that these people are not ready. You look at the MKP. MKP is also full of those thugs who were benefiting during the Zuma era, and now they are hungry. Abu Dr. Shlope, they've been impeached at the Western Cape as the president judge, so now he's trying to find another source of income and all of that. We've got Abu Mzwane Lemani, we've got Abu Floyd, who also, passionately wants to become a minister. By all means, he's actually hoping to become a president, not for a good purpose, but for for his own benefit. Look at Floyd. Floyd is someone who really wants to be a president of the country, but not for the people, for him to brag and say, and so he can do whatever his intentions are, we don't know what his intentions are about our country. You look at Msholozi. Msholozi was there. He can't run the country anymore. He's 82 years. He's too old. He's going to bring all that nonsense that he was doing when he was a president. The Guptas will fly one night and land in South Africa. And now they start a mission now. Now we get in trouble again. We find ourselves in that space that now we can't even breathe. And this time they will do it better, because the first time they were caught with their hand in a cookie jar. So this time they will cook it much better. A curry, they will not put a lot of curry so that people will say, hey, there's a lot of curry here. What kind of food is this? And all of that. So they can't. If you look at other political parties, the Democratic Alliance, they can't govern also, because it's a white party which is just there to fight for the rights of white people, their own minority. They are only fighting. If you're black, you are in the Democratic Alliance, you are an employee, you're just hungry, you want to feed your family and all. You are too desperate. If you look at Action SA is very much inexperienced. So we can't give them the whole government. If you look at Patriotic Alliance, Gauteng McKenzie is someone who's not reliable, and he will actually prioritize colors. He's also, he's racist in some way, because he's going to say no color. They are just fronting with Kenny Kunene to attract black people, black South Africans. But Gauteng is about colors. He has made it clear, by the way, that colors first. He must, so that's not on for, because colors are the minority in our country. We need a political party which will prioritize black people to be specific. If you can deal with 80% of black people, the country will be a better place to stay. And now black people are misrepresented. No one is actually able to accommodate them from a political point of view. There's no political will to say, let us resuscitate the situation of these people. Let us take them out of poverty. Let us create jobs for these people. Black people continue to be poor, to be exploited, to be unemployed, to face serious challenges. When you worry about your next investment, black people worry about their next meal. There's someone who has never had a breakfast, who doesn't know what are they going to eat on lunch and supper. Some people go even 2 days without having food, without eating anything. So it's so sad. It's a dire situation which is perpetuated by the governing party, ANC. But all that they care about is to reconfigure those, those decent English words, I don't understand. But anyway, squatters, maybe you'll have different views. It's worrisome to find ourselves in this kind of a situation. But I promise you, black people will rise and fix this one day. Sharp squatters.